Welcome to Morning Motivation. Today I want to talk about who you surround yourself with, because that is so important. You'd be surprised. So if you've ever heard of you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, dude, that's so true and it's unbelievable. And I'm also going to talk about what you actually feed your mind on a day-to-day basis. But who do you actually surround yourself with? Like, who do you live with, as an example, and how do they feel, and what are they doing with their lives, and are they motivated individuals? Are they trying to get better and just feel good about their lives, or are they just the kind of people who complain all the time, the kind of people who talk about people all the time, the kind of people who are just negative? Or are you around positive people who smile and who are uplifting and always talk about positive subjects and are ready to get real? You know what I mean? Rather than just distract yourself with alcohol and food and TV and video games and all this instant gratification garbage. I mean, dude, there is a time and place for video games, TV, alcohol, food, and all that stuff, of course. But at the end of the day, if you're using that as a tool to just get away from your awful life or whatever, then you're using it wrong, man. Absolutely. So, who are you hanging yourself? You're not hanging yourself. Who are you hanging around? Who are you with on a day-to-day basis? That really matters, because I know for a fact that you're probably a different person in front of your grandmother than you are with your buddies. You know, you're not going to make as many dick and fart jokes in front of your old lady grandmother rather than you would with your buddies, you know, bros and stuff, or whoever you are, I don't know. But you're a different person with your family. You know, you put on this filter or something like that, right? So obviously there's a difference between it changes you as a person who you're hanging around. You know, people who grew up around crime end up being criminals. And they end up being criminals because they're just used to it. They're around that all the time. They just get used to it, right? So that's huge, who you hang around. I'm not saying drop friends. I'm just saying add one person into your circle of influence who is where you want to be. You know, one person who is happy and successful, like not in the money sense, but in the happiness, love, you know, just what they do on a day-to-day basis, productivity. They're just successful in that area. Add one person to your circle of influence who is like that, who is like, I don't want to say higher above than you, but like where you want to be. They have the energy levels you want to be. They're as healthy as you want to be. You know, if you're a skinny person and you hang out with 5 people who are fat, you're not gonna even work out for 2 minutes a day. But if you're a fat person hanging around 5 bodybuilders, I think you're gonna get some sort of motivation to, like, you know, work out 10 minutes a day rather than 2 hours. Because all these bodybuilders, they work out 4 hours a day or whatever, you know? So it's like 10 minutes, that's not much, you know? So another thing is, what do you feed your mind? Because that is huge. The way I wake up every day is I throw on a podcast. Not just a podcast talking about dick and fart jokes, a podcast talking about success, talking about achieving goals, happiness, love, relationships, all these things, like podcasts that help you become better as a person. And just by listening to this, it puts me on the, what do you call that? It puts me on task, like on my mission, like I'm ready and I'm on the ball, you know? Like when I wake up and I throw that podcast on, it's feeding my mind good material. It's feeding my mind good material, and it's making me feel really good. Like, it's just instantly like, yeah, I have a reason to be alive because I'm just learning and I'm getting better. Like, when I throw a podcast on in the morning, I know for a fact that I'm gonna go to bed that night feeling smarter, feeling wiser, feeling a lot better about myself, right? So that's huge. What you feed your mind is huge. You don't need to hang around with, you know, all the happiest people. If you don't know anyone who's extremely positive and all, like, if you don't know anybody like that who's like positive, they're working out all the time, they're where you want to be. If you don't know anyone like that personally, just start listening to podcasts, start listening to audiobooks, start listening to material that is read by a person who is like that. You know, start listening to a podcast talking about these things, and it'll give you the same kind of effect as if you were around that person. So just like feed your mind with this stuff. Because, I mean, dude, you can throw on a song. I love music. Trust me, I love music. But when you throw on an audiobook or something along those lines, you're literally just downloading material into your brain. Like, you're getting smarter. It's unbelievable how effective that is. So try that this morning. Try that for the day. I don't know. Try that before you go to bed, because maybe that'll give you a context in the morning. I don't know what it is. Try something, and just remember to add one person if you can. One person to your circle of influence who is where you want to be. thank you for listening and watching or whatever to this episode of Morning Motivation. If you enjoyed it, join the Motivation Mastermind group. That is huge. It's on Facebook. It's called the Motivation Mastermind with a little check mark. It is awesome, and I'll probably link it in the description of this video or something along those lines. But go check out that group, because it's a place full of people who are trying in life. And by trying in life, I just mean like they're trying to achieve their goals. They're trying to get somewhere with their life. They're trying to work out. They're trying to lose weight. They're trying to eat well. They're trying to read more. They're trying to learn. They're trying to do all these things. Full of people who are trying. So join that group, because that's what this episode was about. Like surrounding yourself with those people. That is the right place to go. You can be completely open about your goals, and they will help you with that, and it's amazing. So go check that out. Also, check out the Leading Life podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio. If you enjoy the Leading Life podcast, give it a review. It's basically kind of like this, but we go deep. We go 40 minutes. We interview some people sometimes. It's awesome. I love that podcast. And I will also try and link it as well. So thank you very much. I hope you have an awesome day, and I hope you got some value from this. If you did, share it with a buddy, and we'll go from there. I'll see you tomorrow morning.